Hello, my name is Chatelier. Welcome back for another episode of Colombian Space and Supreme Ruler Ultimate. And in previous episode we started to conquer a fair bit of Mexico here, and we are still continuing with that. And from the name you can kind of figure out that we have some grand plans for an operation today. The Operation Falcon. Which means that we'll probably be taking out the Mexico City today. At least that's the plan. And we've got a fair bit of units here that can be used in that operation. I'm not entirely sure how good. The supply situation is rather bad around here, so we might not be attacking much on that. So we'll try to focus our efforts on the main front here, I suppose. We also have the infantry arriving to the scene. That should help a little bit. Now, they do have a fair bit of units here, but we've got our artillery. That should help a long way. Also, realize that we are going to get a new mechanized unit soon, which actually, even the raw stats from the blueprint itself look pretty darn good overall. Plus, it has massive speed. It has pretty good range. It has 25 combat time, so half what the foot infantry has. But it's still pretty good. It's technically a soft target. So it's probably going to have quite a bit higher defenses than what it currently has after it's done, and some other things as well. But yeah, that's going to help quite a bit. So we'll see how that goes, but yeah, we'll probably start building some of those as well. Let's start attacking over here. Cleaning up some of the area. Oh, there was an extra unit there, wasn't there? Indeed there was. Indeed there was. Okay, up there, there's going to be quite a few enemy garrisons in here that we need to destroy. But once we get the infantry actually into the combat, we should be fine for the most part. Well, the tanks are now taking quite a bit of beating there. I mean, not really massive losses, but it's just going to take some time to be sorted out, you know. But now that the infantry is arriving, that is only 6 of the 7 units. One of those seems to be much slower than the others, which is a bit unfortunate for him. Maybe he's slow on purpose. Who knows? Well, let's just keep on going. Well, we destroyed most. You need to pull back. We do have an extra unit that we can send in instead. Keep one unit over here to make sure that they don't go for the artillery quite as easily. Right, so you can go get some repairs. How are the rest of the units? They seem to be doing mostly fine. Let's keep the pressure on. Well, I'm also been scrapping some of the old units, and I'm now making quite a significant amount of money since I put all the expenditures, or the domestic prices, up to 200% again. So what we might actually do is might start increasing the infrastructure funding to, say, about 400 million per day. Because that's going to increase the production amounts quite a bit as well. And that should be rather handy. But yes, we are already getting rather close to the Mexico City, and yeah, those are going to be dealt with rather soon. We can get some artillery over there. Get the AA a little bit closer. I'm pretty sure that there's an airfield over there. There's probably going to be some airplanes or some sort of air force around here in the not too distant future, causing all sorts of troubles. Let's get the infantry into the village, because the infantry actually, if there's not a massive enemy air superiority, they are doing quite fine, especially if they don't need to fight against enemy tanks in the open. Then yeah, there's not that big problems for them. Right, I'll give the units a bit of a rest there. We do have some more infantry that has arrived. Let's push them forward. We've got these troops here. We could probably do a bit of an attack on the... Oh, there's actual infantry that is rather old by the look of it. And then we've got the garrisons defending that, but that's part of the course, really. Let's go ahead and... you don't actually need to go there. You can start heading north. capture... Oh! Bollocks. We're going to lose that unless we are quick. Okay, we didn't lose the truck. We can move in these tanks to destroy that. We got the infantry protecting the front there, so we don't need to worry about that all that much, rather. Okay, we did lose the truck, which is a bit unfortunate, but we lost another infantry, or artillery unit, rather. But we got our revenge in the end. I knew that that may have been a bit too ambitious location for the artillery. Let's make sure that we protect their flank right now, and we've got the troops here. Let's go ahead and do a bit of a combined assault on that town here. Alright, it is de la Tour. Right, you get there. Is that? There's only 6 units. Okay, so we can combine these into one, and we got that over there, so we'll have 14 units assaulting. And we got supply depot in Puerto Cabezas. Oh, right over here. So we are slowly getting all of that. I mean, I have been using some of the units that we still have there to capture it, but it's going to take some time. Now, how is the airfield? That's still 13 days away. Also, I suppose I should repair the... We'll make sure that we repair that, and then repair the CPU, or repair it if it's damaged, rather. Okay, our artillery is in position here. We are doing a fair bit of damage on the enemy units approaching, and we've got pretty solid defensive line here. Oh, yeah. That was quite nice victory. Well, that wasn't really a combat, though. That was just shooting a fish in a barrel. Now, to be fair, the barrel in this case was a mechanized vehicle, and the fish was the crew members, but that's just minor details, you know. Okay, we're still taking or making some money, and we got $6.666 billion right now. That's not too bad in cash. What I might actually do, I'm going to increase the research efficiency a tiny bit. It's not going to have a massive effect on the efficiency, but in the long run, it should help. Alright, let's go into... Oh, that's a lot of IF2s, among other things. And some tanks. But with some reinforcements from our tanks. Oh, they got some land production over there, so we really need to capture that soon. Luckily, we do have the artillery over there, so we're doing pretty good damage on the enemies. Now they're trying to find an alternative road to go around, but that's also not going to be working for them. Let's send in more infantry, so that one needs to pull back. Where's our closest barrack? It's still probably that one. I'm sure that there are others rather close by, so I'm not going to send it all the way back, because infantry is, as one might imagine, when they're going on foot, they are a bit slow, and that land production is in the middle of jungle. And we do have a barracks here, but even then it's a bit far away. We do have another green beret down here that we can send up north. So we've got land production there, and land production there, and another one there. So 2 around Mexico City and 1 further north along the coast. Are these are probably fully supplied right now. Yep, they are. Let's go ahead and spread out some of these troops. Might even get some troops down here. Right, the infantry is slowly moving in. There is a village over there, which we've technically attacked from the mountains, I suppose, and of course... Oh, there's something that's trying to get through here, isn't there? There may have been. Right, we got the instruction neural interface. Right. Did that unlock anything new? Medical... Advanced telemedicine. Huzzah, that's going to increase our ratio to mass progress a little bit. So we need to take that immediately, really. I mean, we are still pretty much the same as we've been for a long while here. I mean, we're slowly getting things advanced. Hold on, telemedicine, is it? Yes, good. So it's for the interstellar living quarters, which is a milestone. So we got the first milestone completely, mostly because we bought the stuff from the British and then we annex them later on. Then computing inputs, we are slowly working towards that. We got the dark energy reactor engines completed as well, actually. And then stellar navigation we haven't even started yet, and the arc, of course, it's just one milestone, so we haven't gotten that yet. Once we get all of those, we have one. Okay, that's 6 units. We may need to send in some reinforcements to switch around. You can pull back. Let you keep on fighting for a tiny bit longer. Then switch these two around. So the fresh unit should be doing a pretty good job over there. You probably get back in there, and you can get in to the city itself. There we go, we destroyed the garrison. Keep on moving that. I'll move in the artillery down here. I'll make sure that there is a garrison. There is a garrison there. A bigger garrison wouldn't hurt. Right, so we've got the infantry. We've got 6 units there. We'll move in one more. We'll use it as a 7. Okay, so we've got the naval electric drive system. Does that does unlock a few things. Modern naval electronics, sure. It's not a very long research. And then naval stealth designs. That's a bit more expensive, but again, not massively long. Right, and then we're going to get the mechanized rather soon. The elite warrior is still pretty far away. I'm actually curious. So 18, 34, 28, 30. So less than 20 over to 30, less than 30, 30. I'm kind of interested to see what the actual numbers are going to be when they're adjusted to the text that we already have. Let's go ahead and take out the land production here. Seems like there's a fair bit of artillery there, among other things. Garrisons went down rather quickly, that's for sure. You can get in there, you can defend that. Okay, there were some tanks repairing there, but there we go. We have now captured that. The infantry should be more or less ready, although they're being bombarded right now. We need to find out where the artillery is. Let's send in the garrisons, not garrisons, the infantry as well.
We need reinforcements.
We need reinforcements? Oh yeah, we can kind of do. Suppose I could send in some troops over there to protect this area, so push them out a little bit further. Right, so now that we've got the unit design, so the mechanized... No, it still says the same stats. So maybe it does factor them in with the other text. Okay. But these are still pretty decent stats, so yeah, we'll start producing some of those. Did I start producing troops over here already? I did. I haven't started producing anything here yet, so we'll start producing the mechanized units here. It takes 60 days for each unit, so it's going to take a while before we have a proper army. But at least we can get started. Get into the city. Let's get into that city, you can get in there. Okay, the infantry needs to pull back. We'll send in the reinforcement infantry a little bit closer. We can probably send in one of these tanks to destroy that mortar on the side. The sideline is just standing there. Right, let's move in over here. We'll take these towns next. On the northern flank, just so that we can kind of keep the things secure. The garrisons are slowly going down. Now, to be fair, quite a few of our units took rather massive losses in here, or quite significant losses already. But, attack on Mexico City seems to be going mostly as planned. Apparently there's some submarine action somewhere. Not entirely sure where. Is it those? We pulled back the tanks. I'm going to send in the infantry as soon as we get the reinforcements. Because those 3 garrisons should not be able to push us back too badly, at least. Get you there, and you approach from this side. That seems to be going fairly well. Right, so the infantry has arrived. Let's get into there. They're probably trying to flank us right now, so we'll need to kind of keep pushing them in the south flank as well. Also, how we got on? No, I don't think we've got on the airfield yet. No, it's like a few days away, right? 10. Okay, so it's a bit more than I expected. Okay, they sent in APC over there. Move that Green Beret unit back to the kind of reserve position. Okay, now we just need to get through that garrison, letting these units rest for a few moments, just so that they can then destroy the garrison in the Mexico City proper. There we go. That's a few more units destroyed. Just want to keep the pressure. Oh, right, we got one of the repair units there. We got another unit over here. I think I need to send these to be repaired. I'm not entirely sure where they'll be heading. Okay, they are going into the jungle still. Welcome to the jungle. Right, okay. We got these garrisons destroyed. Let's divert the troops to another garrison over here. So we can start attacking from the north as well. Right, so these tanks can get in there. I can pull you back to be repaired. You can get in here to protect the flank, because they are trying to flank us right now. But we can stop them. There we go. These can probably start attacking the city itself there. Or the city or town south of the Mexico City here. Right, let's move these units about. We'll switch them around. Let's move you over there. We're going to move in the tanks over there as well. So we can start destroying some of the garrisons up here in the north. We'll weaken them quite a bit before the infantry even arrives, so that's going to be useful. Let's move you over there just so that the enemy won't go through the city. Willy-nilly. Right, you can be sent back to be repaired. We've got a couple extra units down here that we can send into the combat. There's only 2 garrisons and the IF-2 there that are fighting. And that's not actually all that much. Our infantry is taking quite heavy casualties though, but we do have reinforcements arriving, so that's good. Slowly but surely, we are going to be winning this. Actually, already destroyed the garrisons to the north. So now we're taking care of those. Once the infantry reinforcements arrive, so we got... How many units do we have here? We got 6. Sending one of the Green Berets. These are fresh units though. Or at least they haven't been in combat, so... Not necessarily the best. But they'll do. And there is no garrisons there, so it's basically going to be just fighting the garrisons in here. 3 units of garrisons. I think we're going to manage that. Right, well, let's take care of this garrison real quick. Then we attack from the north. Well, market opinion 6.7%, so it's slowly growing. Domestic prices are too high, yes, I would imagine they are. And then support activities of Canada continue. Because yes, we've been supporting the government in Canada just to make sure that they don't declare war on us, because they're basically one of the few remaining trade partners that we have in the world, other than some trade partners that have a significant amount of industry. There are some insignificant amounts, so less significant countries, like, for example, Italy. Well, their economy is crap, but they won't be able to buy anything. Austria-Hungary is rather small now, so they don't buy all that much. Ottomans, well, they are rather poor as well, but they might actually be buying a fair bit of things from us. Then there's, of course, some of the former British colonies that might have some... Actually, let's have a look. Who has the most money right now? No, it's not me. Okay, it's Canada. Okay, so I'm number 2 there. Iran has actually quite a bit. USA is running a bit up and down there. And their GDP per capita is slightly lower than what we have. Also, their population is a bit lower, and we are capturing more and more of their territory, so that might have something to do with it. China also has a relatively small cash reserve, but they still have it. And then pretty much all the rest. But yeah, if we have a look, there's not that many rich countries. Like, let's say that have more than 100 million in cash. There's just a dozen of them. Well, actually, not even a dozen. That's 9. 9 of them. Okay, and we are one of them. So 8 aside from us, and we're fighting 2 of them. Yeah, let's get that. We can get the troops down here to attack Metapec. Need reinforcements. I mean, we are getting garrisons there, right? We did have some garrisons there already, but I suppose we could improve the situation a bit further. This is true. Let's go ahead. Attack from the northeast. Well, actually, a bit late now, but sure, we took that. Move the Green Berets over there to assist. Pull some of the troops back. I wonder, how is the military approval rating of America? 60%. Domestic approval rating is 11.6. I doubt we'll be able to make them surrender until we reach their capital, unfortunately, but at that point, it's probably not going to be all that bad. Because they are bringing more troops through the port there, clearly. But we can get rid of quite a few of them. Let's move you over there to the northeast to assist with that assault down that way. Yeah, there we go, we got Metapec. These units need to rest for a few moments, and I can send in some of these units to aid there, and I suppose, for example, you can pull back, I'll send in another one. Now you have, how much? You got 2 combat time, okay, that's not enough. That's not even nearly enough. What did we get? We got the neural weapon controls. Right, so that should unlock quite a few things, right? Advanced system controls, sure. Advanced naval navigation, sure. Actually, that's about it. Advanced UAV technology is gonna probably unlock something, not necessarily for us, but for some people. Then combat UAV, well, fair enough. So we're technically behind our time here to a certain degree. I mean, the Air Force and Navy has kind of been neglected for a long period of time here. So I kind of see where we're coming with that. I think what we'll start doing is we'll start producing more mechanized here. So that we can have an army of the mechanized units to kind of give them a test on how well they perform. Like, at least they're quick. So those might actually be really good for the flanking missions against the enemy artillery, because they can keep on fighting for a while. Okay, now it's time to bring in this group. There we go. You can now sit on the city itself. There we go, and you can now go ahead and repair over there. Same as the other 2 or other few tanks down here. They have taken quite a bit of casualties. The elite forces can be also sent down there. And time to move in the artillery. To say, I'm not going to move there because that's rather close, but we can move in rather close to the front line. We can move them a little bit closer at least, and we've got another set of artillery over here that we could be utilizing. Let's go ahead and attack here first. We can take out the oil fields, although there's still a town over here that we have not captured. We do have a few units that have been repaired, so we can start gathering up another assault force there. Now, how are we doing in terms of... Oh, we're actually losing a bit of money. Is there a reason for that? I mean, I suppose there is always a reason, isn't there? Production does cost a fair bit, but I don't think the production cost has gone up all that much. Social services got maybe a little bit. We're not contracting a lot right now either. And then the research, okay, research is probably quite a bit. The project is starting to get rather expensive again because we've got plenty of things that we are researching. Okay, this assault is going quite nicely. There we go, we captured that. You can actually get into the town there. I'll divert some of these troops to assault. To expand. Just to have that. Do we have troops enough over here to attack that? Eventually. Right now it might be a good idea to let some of the troops rest. Why don't you actually go ahead and destroy the garrison there? That's synthetic oil that they're producing there. So that's 6. I suppose I could borrow one of the units here, for example. Have 7, and then attack the land production. I actually wonder, okay, so they got barracks down there, some industrial goods as well. Eventually I'll need to reorganize all the industries that I've captured. I'm not going to do that quite yet. Okay, we've run out of supplies, let's pull back. Got some supplies in here. Not much though. Let's go ahead and start weakening the garrisons in here. Once we run out of supplies, we'll pull back, resupply, and all that. The usual stuff. Okay, so they are moving troops from there. Okay, well that was destroyed. Let's start moving in, and I'm going to pull these back. So now it's down to 2 garrisons, although that reminds me, the battle over here is still something that I haven't taken care of totally. Or completely, so let's go ahead and do that again, shall we? So you entrenched there. Actually, do we have... Yeah, we do have another tank over here that we could send in. Up there. We can also keep on capturing more and more of the rubber plantations there. We do have some enemy troops in the island here. Because they keep on capturing some places and then they just run out of supplies. They won't be able to capture much because we got garrisons. Like for example here. We got some troops defending, but they're not really a problem. They're more of a nuisance than a threat. Honestly, I don't necessarily think we need to get the next UAV tech. Ah, good, we finally got the barracks. So we can move in the troops there. They got a fair bit of troops there. I suppose what I could do is I could send in the infantry to destroy them. Although that is going to be quite a bit of artillery, so we might take certainly some casualties. Just defend that place right now. They got some troops trying to go around us. We have brought in a fair bit of artillery over here, so this defensive line over here around Mandalay is going quite nicely. Oh, we're losing 200 million right now. That might just be the... well, partially the social spending and then of course the project development right now is causing some trouble. Okay, we've got some more elite forces. We'll also send them up north. Right, let's see. Do you have a full combat time? You do. Time to attack Iguala once more. This time it might actually be enough. Because they won't be doing as much damage on us. We can focus fire on just 2 units instead of 3. But if we run out of supplies, then we can just pull back for a little bit more. There we go, so we capture it, or destroy the garrison there. Still need to destroy the garrison on the other town here, but we can now wait over here without a problem. And the combat time seems to be growing slowly. There we go. UAV technology. Again, I'm not entirely sure if we really need to get the combat UAV designs. I suppose it might unlock some helicopters. Let's have a look. Cruiser Storm, advanced attack helicopters. Well, we got that already researching. So, not necessarily required right now. Just gonna save some money that way, and hopefully not run into bankruptcy or anything. I mean, we can still lower some funding in or social spending and all that sort of stuff. So it could be a lot worse situation, I'd say. Let's go ahead and poke the garrison at the land production. I suppose that was a kind of a strong poke. Let's send in some troops from north to actually assist over there. There's two units of garrisons there. Is there anything important? I suppose there's a lot of urban area down here along the rail that we could send the infantry to start working on. That's probably not a terrible idea. Leave some units over here to just protect the flank for the time being. And then I suppose I could send you to be repaired. Got the units over here so we can attack the town on the coast. And actually, we've gone way over time, haven't we? We have indeed. Okay, well, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't already, also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.